Obviously for young Indians, we need to see growth. Growth has to come back. The Prime Minister, in fact, has talked about Make in India. We could very well be the factory to the rest of the world. Jobs need to be created. The service sector has done its share, but the service sector, I think, it hasn't reached its saturation, but it's been filled quite a bit. And the reason I emphasize on manufacturing, because manufacturing is what creates wealth for the country. It creates assets. It creates long-term value for the country. So manufacturing is very important. So back on the track of 8, 9, 10% GDP growth will create huge employment and meet the aspirations of the people. If the government doesn't do that, India has the youngest population, and we will have the youngest population in the years to come. In fact, India will have more people entering the job market than and more people retiring in other parts of the world. So really, there has to be a job market for them. Otherwise, I'd hate to think what the youth would do to this country. So it's very important that we get growth back. When you talk about skill gap, we've got to qualify that. The skill gap does not exist of the students that come out of the IITs or the IIMs and all that. It is the plethora of engineering colleges and management schools that have opened up, which are really not geared to provide the kind of education that that industry is looking for. I think it's very important, and I personally do this a lot, is interact with students and with the universities, with the professors, with the directors on how they can redo the course content so that they prepare people for the job market and for the real world outside.
Right.
So you need to work, there has to be a very close interaction between industry and universities and colleges. The three things you would look in a young person when hiring him, of course, is his educational qualification. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say this, in today's world, we look at the university or the institution he's come from. Because I mentioned there's a plethora of institutions that have opened, and not all of them are putting out quality people. So that is one thing that we look at. The second thing we look at is we try to understand the person's disposition, whether he is the right fit for the job that we are looking for. Sometimes, you could make a disaster of a recruitment by hiring a person for the wrong job. It doesn't mean the person is useless, it's a management that made the mistake. So you must make sure that the fit is right. And the third thing you look at is whether his background fits with the culture of your organization so that he can be a contributor to your organization. That is already changing. For a while, I come from the manufacturing sector. For a while, we used to have great difficulty in getting people. Today, they're all coming back. While the services sector offers you tremendous opening opportunities, when you join a job, it pays you a good salary, but down the road is very limited opportunity. Not everybody in India is a Narayan Murthy. So there is limitations, whereas the manufacturing has a much wider opportunity, and so people have realized this, and I see them gravitating back to the manufacturing sector. They again want to start using their hands, and they want to dirty their hands and get down to it. And the services, the charm is there, but now they realize that the manufacturing is where the future lies. When entering the marketplace, whatever they do, whatever they decide to do, they must have a passion for it. They must love doing what they're doing. They mustn't look at whatever assignment they take, they mustn't look at it as a job. They must look at it very passionately. If the passion is missing, they will never succeed. On a Monday morning, they should wake up and say, wow, it's the beginning of the week, and not say, oh my God, it's Monday morning. And that is what I think is the key to success.